Manipur, a state in northeast India, has a long history of ethnic tensions. This region, known for its scenic beauty and rich cultural heritage, is home to a diverse population. The state's complex social fabric is woven with various ethnic groups, each with its own unique traditions and histories. The Meitei people are the majority group in the Imphal Valley. They have a distinct cultural identity, with their own language, customs, and festivals. The valley, being the most fertile and economically developed part of the state, has always been the center of Meitei civilization. The Kukis people are a tribal group who primarily live in the surrounding hills. These hills are less developed and more challenging to live in, but they are rich in natural resources. The Kukis have their own languages, traditions, and ways of life, which are distinct from those of the Meitei. Land, resources, and political power are at the heart of the conflict. The fertile valley and resource-rich hills are both highly coveted, leading to disputes over territory. Additionally, political representation and autonomy are contentious issues, with each group seeking greater control over their own affairs. In recent years, tensions have escalated. Economic disparities, competition for resources, and political marginalization have fueled the conflict. Protests and demonstrations have become more frequent, reflecting the growing frustration and anger among the people. There have been protests, clashes, and violence. These confrontations often result in loss of life and property, deepening the divide between the communities. The cycle of violence and retaliation has made it difficult to find common ground. The situation is complex, with a history of grievances on both sides. Historical injustices, perceived or real, have left deep scars. Interviews with residents reveal a deep sense of mistrust and fear, making reconciliation a challenging task. Understanding the roots of the conflict is essential to finding a path to peace. Efforts at peace negotiations and community dialogue are ongoing, but they require patience, empathy, and a willingness to address the underlying issues. Education and awareness about conflict resolution can play a crucial role in bridging the gap between the communities. The conflict in Manipur has been marked by tragic incidents of violence. Ambushes and attacks have targeted both Meitei and Kukizomi communities. These acts of violence have resulted in loss of life and widespread fear. The use of sophisticated weapons, including drones, has added a new dimension to the conflict. These attacks have made it clear that finding a peaceful resolution is more urgent than ever. The use of drones in the conflict is deeply concerning. These unmanned aerial vehicles, often equipped with advanced surveillance and weaponry, have changed the dynamics of modern warfare. Their ability to strike targets with precision from a distance has made them a preferred tool in many military operations. Drones have been used to carry out attacks, raising serious questions about the safety and security of civilians. The aftermath of these strikes often leaves behind a trail of destruction with damaged buildings and traumatized communities. Civilians, who are supposed to be protected under international law, find themselves caught in the crossfire, facing the brunt of these high-tech assaults. The government has condemned these attacks and vowed to take action. Officials have repeatedly stated their commitment to safeguarding their citizens and ensuring that such incidents do not go unpunished. Press conferences and public statements have become a common sight as leaders try to reassure the populace of their safety. The international community has also expressed concern about the use of drones in Manipur. Leaders from various countries have come together in forums like the United Nations to discuss the implications of drone warfare. There is a growing consensus that the unchecked use of drones could destabilize regions and lead to prolonged conflicts. The potential for drones to escalate the conflict is a serious worry. As these machines become more advanced and accessible, there is a fear that their use could lead to an arms race, with each side trying to outdo the other. This escalation could result in more frequent and intense confrontations, making it harder to achieve peace. All parties involved must prioritize the safety of civilians and refrain from using weapons that could cause further harm. Humanitarian efforts are crucial in these times, providing much-needed relief to those affected. Peace talks and diplomatic negotiations should be the focus, aiming to resolve the conflict without further bloodshed. The world watches closely, hoping for a resolution that values human life above all else. Civil society organizations, or CSOs, have played a vital role in raising awareness about the situation in Manipur. These organizations have been at the forefront, tirelessly working to ensure that the voices of the affected communities are heard. They have organized numerous campaigns, rallies, and public meetings to highlight the issues and bring them to the attention of both national and international audiences. They have called attention to the violence that has plagued the region, documenting incidents and providing first-hand accounts of the atrocities. Through their persistent efforts, they have managed to shed light on the human rights violations and the urgent need for intervention, and urge the government to take action to protect civilians. These organizations have been in constant dialogue with government officials, advocating for policies and measures that would ensure the safety and security of the people. They have also been instrumental in organizing emergency meetings and press conferences to keep the pressure on the authorities. CSOs have also been instrumental in providing humanitarian assistance to those affected by the conflict. They have set up relief camps, distributed essential supplies, and provided medical aid to the injured. Their efforts have been crucial in ensuring that the basic needs of the affected communities are met. Their work is crucial in alleviating suffering and promoting dialogue. By bringing together community leaders and facilitating discussions, they have played a key role in peace-building efforts. These activities have helped to bridge divides and foster a sense of understanding and cooperation among different groups.
Civil society organizations have been on the front lines, tirelessly working to bring attention to the ongoing violence. They have organized press conferences, held meetings with activists, and collaborated with NGOs to ensure that the issue remains in the public eye, and the urgent need for government intervention. Their persistent advocacy has led to several high-level meetings with government officials, where they have presented their demands and urged for immediate action to protect the civilians and restore peace. Their efforts are not just about immediate relief, but also about fostering long-term peace and understanding. They have been involved in various initiatives aimed at rebuilding the community, providing psychological support to the victims, and creating platforms for dialogue and reconciliation, but also about fostering long-term peace and understanding. Through peace talks, workshops, and discussion circles, they have been working towards creating a sustainable and inclusive peace process. Their dedication and commitment to the cause have been instrumental in bringing about positive change and hope for a better future.
The Indian government has been actively involved in trying to restore peace in Manipur. They have condemned the violence and called for dialogue between the communities.
Security forces have been deployed to maintain order and protect civilians.
The government has also launched initiatives to address the root causes of the conflict. These initiatives focus on economic development, education, and promoting inter-community harmony.
The conflict in Manipur has had a devastating impact on the lives of ordinary people. Thousands have been displaced from their homes. Many have lost loved ones or witnessed horrific acts of violence.
The trauma of the conflict will have long-lasting effects on the people of Manipur. Addressing the psychological and emotional scars of violence will be a crucial part of the healing process.
Achieving lasting peace in Manipur will require a multifaceted approach. Building trust between communities is essential.
Addressing historical grievances and finding ways to share resources equitably will be crucial. It is also important to address the proliferation of weapons in the region. Disarmament programs and efforts to combat arms trafficking will be vital for ensuring long-term stability.
The international community has a role to play in supporting peace efforts in Manipur. International organizations can provide humanitarian assistance, support dialogue initiatives, and monitor human rights.
Raising awareness about the situation in Manipur is also important. International pressure can encourage all parties involved to prioritize peace and protect civilians.
Despite the challenges, there is hope for a peaceful future in Manipur. Many people on both sides of the conflict are committed to finding a way to live together peacefully.
The path to peace will be long and difficult. However, with sustained effort, dialogue, and a commitment to justice, a brighter future for Manipur is possible.